What's happening there, Reject Nation? We have made it here to the finale of Arcane Season 1, the Monster You Created Episode 9 today. I want to thank everyone for having watched all of Arcane with us throughout this time. Subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when our reaction for something else comes up that you might enjoy. More importantly, if you go ahead and hit that like button, that would mean the world. Because, yeah, this show is freaking incredible. It's one of the best shows we've seen all year. Full-length watch-alongs where you sync it with the time code over at our Patreon page. Over there, we cover a bunch of shows. Or at the same tier, you get the option for reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. Lastly, thank you to the boys over at Prepper for helping us edit down these highlights. More importantly, thank you guys for being here. Still recovering from a little cold, but I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to watch this. Let's go. Let's go.
We're done here.
We haven't even scratched the surface. Silco's still out there.
Do you not understand? I am part of this now.
We're all part of it, man.
You've always been a part of this. You just never had to look it in the eye. One dead kid, there's hundreds more where he came from, thanks to Silco and thanks to people like you who stuck their heads in the dirt.
This is over.
Not for me.
Oh, God.
Guys.
So much for this is over.
You won't make it alone.
Wouldn't it just spread?
Yeah, I mean, just spray everywhere. Probably mutate that kid. The kid's
Probably
gonna come
get on
back.
her, too. Yeah.
If she's got any open wounds, who knows what's gonna happen?
You gotta do anything about that piece of shit that murdered my boy. Let me guess.
Oh, no.
That's not the solution. What the hell's going on there?
Mel, would you like...
Ooh.
Leave.
No, let me lick it off you.
I stopped being part of this family the moment you cast me out. Why? Why did you do it?
Because you weakened me.
Ouch.
Let the war unfold. Then you come home, take your place at my side. It's where you belong.
In front of her painting and all.
I'm sorry.
She could have gotten to know Sky a little bit better.
Yeah.
Am I interrupting?
I was just wondering, where has Jayce been with him?
You have to destroy it. The hex core.
What about your disease? Without the hex core?
Promise me.
I promise.
In the pursuit of great, we fail to do good.
No.
But maybe just use it a little bit longer to win this battle?
You know, think about the bigger picture, man.
Mutiny.
You screwed up, Silco.
You're too young to remember what the Undercity was before it became an enterprise. We had nothing. You know what bore us through those times? Loyalty. Now I'm forced to share the air with parasites like you.
Today is the day you die, Silco.
That's a risk I've known all my life, but I still believe in loyalty.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, no.
Because Silco, he was a little like, oh my god, I was a little...
Perfect place for an ambush. And you without your hammer.
I'm no longer worthy.
Free trade routes. Blanket amnesty, unrestricted access to the Hexgate sovereignty. You really think you're in a position to demand all this?
I give you credit for your stunt. Didn't think you had the stomach. But the big display followed by a request for parley. You're tipping your hand.
A little bit, yeah.
If I had it my way, it'd be you rotting in Stillwater. But we can't make a deal with a snake and cut off its head. We both have our shitty parts to play. Get me Jinx, and I'll give you your nation of ZAUN.
Oh, damn.
Oh. Oh, man. There's a dilemma.
So we got to Caitlyn, man. What the hell's going on there?
It's not enough to give people what they need to survive. You have to give them what they need to live.
Money.
1,000 times I've imagined this moment. Never like this. All we ever wanted. The boy didn't even haggle.
That Evander station?
What do I lose but problems? Oh, it all makes sense now, brother.
It's like a Gangs of New York thing between them, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Like Bill the Butcher and the Liam Neeson character.
Yeah, it's like, what's his name? Oh, no.
You know, Vander would never give up any of them kids.
Nope.
Look where he is now. Oh, is he a goblet? Is he a goblet?
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
Everyone, out.
Rematch.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Whoever chose the Western song, great pick.
Oh, this is a catharsis for you.
God damn. Nipple chills. Oh, shit.
Ow.
I'm praying for a Jinx.
Yeah.
Well, your guard needs work. That's my girl.
Oh, shit.
Punch, yeah. Oh.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Shield.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit.
Ugh.
My recent unsanctioned activities in the underground have shown me two things. I'm not fit to govern the people who live there.
The red lighting is mirroring the first episodes.
They're right not to trust us.
You're walking a fine line, Jayce.
With respect, I don't give a shit what any of you think of me anymore.
Character arc.
Yes. Be your own man, Jayce.
Jayce has brokered a peace with Silco in exchange for the Undercity's independence.
What? Nonsense! We have procedures.
What do you guys need the Undercity for?
Really thought I buried this place.
Oh, those eyes.
Wanna know a secret? Silco thinks he made Jinx. With all his rants and his hard-won lessons.
Oh.
Someone else.
But he didn't make Jinx. You did.
I spent so many nights in that shitty prison on that freezing floor, hungry, bloody, counting the hour. The only thing that kept me going was the thought of getting back to you.
Oh man, she's gonna
Are
like.
we still sisters?
Nothing is ever going to change that.
Oh my god, Caitlin's like bound or something, isn't she? What? Oh, this is a turn of events, dude.
Right here, he stabbed Vander in the back. Just like he planned to with me.
Oh man,
That's
it's like
twisted.
sadistic Alice in Wonderland shit. Yeah.
We're missing someone.
What is that?
Ugh. Please don't be a head.
I paid your girlfriend a visit this morning.
What did you do?
Oh, please, God,
I
no.
made her a snack.
No, what? No, she's got me a mislead, please.
Sheesh. I'm not that crazy.
Now I know that. Seemed pretty unhinged to me.
Powder! Leave her out of this!
Where should I sit? Make her go away.
I knew it. I freaking knew it.
Send her on her way in.
Oh.
And you can have Powder back.
I knew this was exactly what was gonna happen. Damn it.
Independence, a seat at the table. All in return for you. You're my daughter. I'll never forsake you.
Drop the gun!
Ugh.
Wait! She's my sister. Vi, she's too far gone.
Everyone be cool!
No, no, no. Oh. No. Oh.
This poor girl. Holy shit balls!
Oh, wow.
I never would have given you to them. Not for anything.
Oh, god damn it.
You're perfect.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't see how Jinx wins at all in this situation.
Nope, not now.
She's making a choice. Oh. God damn.
I thought maybe you could love me like you used to. Even though I'm different. But you changed too. Here's to the new us.
I am the monster you created. Oh, we had everything. And you brought.
We will show them all.
Holy balls. Holy balls.
Oh no.
I support Councillor Talus's proposal for peace.
Of course you do.
Whoa.
Oh my god. I can't believe it. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Oh.
What could have been?
Oh,
Wow. Wow. Whoa, I just goosebumps all over my entire body right now.
There's a cliffhanger for you.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Well, what are you gonna do?
You're gonna rebuild next season.
That was one of the best seasons of television I've ever seen. In terms of like a complete season 1, you know, like the story's not finished, obviously. There's like it ends way too big of a cliffhanger, probably leading into the inevitable war that everyone feared.
Oh yeah, it's all bookended by the loss of father figures.
Yeah, it's such a great gray area to explore throughout. You know, it's like, what if Vi just stuck with her?
Yeah.
You know, what if she didn't just leave in that moment? But it was so understandable the way Vi reacted. Like, who the fuck wouldn't react that way to what happened?
Absolutely.
But if only Vi had stuck, like, whoa, where would we be now? And how much better off would these characters that we don't know? But that's for me. It's like everyone's just suffering from the consequences of their own choices, from beginning to end. And I love the dinner table scene at the end. That was such a great way to bring this all together. Because every puzzle piece just worked. Every piece of this giant puzzle of different characters. Oftentimes in shows, you kind of feel like nothing really happened with this character, or this didn't really amount to much. And then here, it's like everything just came together in this one finale in such a great way, where nothing felt wasted or unnecessary. And all coming down to the heart of this story, which is the Vi and Jinx relationship. Because I mean, it's true. It's like, it wasn't Silco who made Jinx. Like, Silco mainly just helped shape Jinx, but Jinx was born the day Vi abandoned her. You know, and to be in that dinner table sequence, it's like, wow, no matter what no matter how this went down, there's no way Powder would possibly win. There's like no way Powder would come back. There's no way Jinx could win. It's just impossible for her, because she's stuck in her own Arkham Asylum. And like this, the way they fleshed out the relationship with her and Silco, where you start off where it's just manipulative, at least it's perceived that way, but even in his dying words, you know, he's like, nah man, I would have never ratted you, I never would have ever given you up. I love you. Perfect. You are perfect. Damn man, I felt that, you know, like, I don't like you, but I know how much Jinx needed you when she was alone. And so to be where she's at now, and like the big part of it's like, it goes without saying, you know, the reason she's alive and has the skill set she has, admittedly, I mean, a lot of fucked up things about her are also in conjunction with what happens to Silco, but at the end of the day, he still raised her, so, and he still loved her, you know, so that's the hard part about that. And then of course there's the sister dynamic. It's like, no matter which way it went, there's no way she could have won. So might as well bring everything crumbling down with her. You know, she's great. She's so encapsulating, and the voice work. One thing we don't ever talk about is the voice work, but the voice work on the show is so phenomenal. Yeah.
It is. It's some of the best. Again, like everything about this show is some of the best I've seen in a long time and heard. And yeah, like the nuances in the voices and the subtleties of the voice acting is, it really brings it all that much further to feeling. This is the most I've ever sort of grappled back and forth, feeling like I'm so aware this is animated, because obviously, but also it feels like real people, and that's
just imbued with so much life.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a credit to every aspect that goes into making these, and to the writing too, because they make these characters wonderfully and painfully gray and nuanced, to the point where if you get to know anybody enough, you know, it's gonna present itself that they aren't exactly who you pin them to be or how you peg them at first. And even like Silco, like, you know, he starts off and you see him and you're like, oh, of course this dude's the big bad, and then by the end of it you're like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot that's villainous about him, but you understand where he's coming from, you understand his world, you understand his, you know, grip on everybody around him. And I actually I felt for everything in that last scene, even him. Like, as much as it's funny, they set you up at the beginning of the season to be like, oh man, when Silco gets it, it's gonna be so rewarding, and it's actually heartbreaking when it happens, even though you're not necessarily sad for him directly. But even still, like, there's some sympathy that they're able to glean out of that, and then the greater pain of like, the deal worked, except it's not gonna work at all. Like, Jayce got everyone to vote on it, and you know, I mean, it would have never, because he never would have given up Jinx. But still, I mean, yeah, that was extraordinarily powerful, I think.
I mean, Jayce finally comes into his own. The understanding of Mel is also very fleshed out, and yeah, no, it's just it's rough. Because you do see, they showed us such a great job of fleshing out its own conversations within this world. Like, the Undercity is treated like peasants. They are treated like scum, pretty much. And so by the time you're like, especially in this last stretch of Act 3, you know, I really bought into the revolutionary side of Silco specifically. You know, because at first it just seems like power gain and control. Yeah. But the revolutionary side of this whole angle, I really started to buy, like, no, he's passionate about this. And that's where the fall between him and Vander really stemmed from, is their approach to how the Undercity should be run and how the Undercity should be dealt with and how they should have their own independence. You know, like, I think they've done an amazing job on that. Like, Silco is such a greatly fleshed out villain. You know, like, I've forgiven you. Like, that cop who died, I like couldn't give two shits about him. Like, he's a bad guy, screw him, he's an asshole. But Silco, surprisingly, I'm like, wow, the layers they brought to him here were so strong. I mean, like, the animation you could kind of just talk about forever. Yes. Which is how insanely expressive, and I love their nightmarish qualities they paint. They just know how to use it to hop you into character perspective. And to end it all in just a wonderful debate instead of a giant action scene, I just was so happy. And again, they end a conflict with a giant explosion.
I know.
Every conflict, just one giant ass explosion.
Just to make things that much worse.
Damn it. It's like foreshadowing it. But it was a cool use of foreshadowing too, because when you watch the first episode, that red, almost like apocalyptic blood in the air atmosphere that this show starts with, and then you watch this episode and it slowly just starts to become more red in the mist of the air and like the clouds and such of now that war is coming. That war is coming again. The thing that Vander and Heimdinger feared, that's happening.
That death pall has been cast.
Yeah. And but I love why it culminated to where it's at now and how it got there, you know? I mean, they're probably gonna do some season 2 shit where, like, Jayce survives that somehow.
He gets trapped under the right piece of rubble to shield him from everything.
Because they're like, all of them would technically die, but, you know, so they're not all gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mel's gonna get it. Because that
would suck, man.
That would suck.
And then perhaps you'd have a Jayce working with Mel's mom.
And a much more embittered Jayce after this too. I mean, because that's the great thing also about the show, is that, of course, whatever the aftermath, they're going to draw their own conclusions and probably just retaliate immediately.
Yeah.
Because they have probably one idea of who and why this happened. And yeah, it's like I'm really excited for whatever season 2 becomes, and I think just beholding this whole piece right now, it's like, you know, yeah, there are lots of threads that are clearly supposed to be ongoing, but I feel like where they chose to rest, it's interesting. It's especially in the binge era and in the era of these kinds of shows where, like, yeah, they're supposed to be kind of consumed all at once. You know, I feel like leaving so many threads is tricky to do when you need to also, you know, make it feel like a satisfying piece as a whole, you know, until the next season comes around. And I think they did that. You know, it's all the developments with Victor and all the developments with just all the relations between Piltover and ZAUN, and now it seems like that's the ultimate irony, is on the eve of maybe peace, like the ultimate war is about to break out.
What makes the show brilliant is that it's not plot driven. It's the character driven. It's all character driven, and that's what dictates the progression of the plot.
Yes.
And that's what makes it so brilliant. That's what makes it so engrossing.
Yeah, it's the collision of motivations and the collision of machinations too.
Like that debate at the dinner table was basically who understands you more. You know,
yeah.
Is it Vi who understands Powder more, or is it Silco who understands Jinx more? That's what it all came down to.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't accept it, and she chose her identity at the end.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, by eliminating Silco, she find the irony of that is the elimination of Silco, she chooses her identity as Jinx.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, wow, what a great irony. You know, she made a choice subconsciously or by accident. They kind of play it up to be a little bit ambiguous in how that went. Like who shot Silco? Was it an accident? I've just a rage of. And I'd be curious to know what you guys think. But I feel like it was subconscious for the character and purposeful, because the whole theme of that moment was make a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see people thinking that it's. You know, like, oh, she just lost and started firing around, right? Because there were some bullets that landed on Vi, but I still think she made a choice, you know. Regardless, she wound up becoming the Jinx.
Yeah, well, it seems like she would need that. She would almost need that core loss and also sacrifice to actualize herself, because no matter what, if Silco's still around, she's still kind of under that thumb, whereas now she can take his teaching and his, you know, spirit and meld that into, you know, her actualization as Jinx.
Well, the brilliance of this show is giving you what you think you're about to get and then totally subverting your expectation.
Twisting it on you.
Because I thought it was going to be a cliche thing of, you know, who's it going to be, me or Caitlyn? I thought that's all it was going to turn into, especially when they're at the dinner table and then before you realize Silco's there. And that's kind of like a secondary thought.
Yeah, after a while, Caitlyn just becomes kind of a secondary concern.
Yeah.
It's like, she's here, but there's bigger fish to fry.
That's not the main conflict at hand.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great. Like, yeah, we'll give you that. And we're going to have you think it's going to be about that. But really, it's not. It's really going to be between Silco, Vi, and oh yeah, that was just fucking brilliant. So brilliant. And then Heimdinger with Echo now.
I love that.
With the firelights, and then how because they've been like making their own little advances with technology, and if there is a place where Heimdinger could belong in the Undercity, it's definitely there.
Yeah, well, and I mean, that could be the glimmer of hope for season 2 is, you know, while everything's about to go to major shit, you know, hopefully maybe the firelights with Heimerdinger's help, you know, hopefully he can open back up his, you know, exploration side, you know, his lust for, you know, innovation, and also actually help these people who he's been living above for so long.
And you also see, like, in terms of like character illustrations, the way you started off here with Vander, who primarily mentored Vi, and you watch how she's become and how she's sort of, you know, even that has that scene where she remembers Vander's words when she's losing in the fight, which is a great fight, by the way, when she's losing in the fight. And then on the other side, you had Silco, who had Jinx. You know, like they were like brothers who took care of the sisters. And you watch the product of both of them. You know, how that ultimately shapes into.
Have a similar rift generation down. Yeah.
It's really rich writing. It's amazing writing, and I love how that came, like the animation and how fucking incredible that is. Only further, that just goes to enhance the writing.
Yeah.
And it's not the other way around. Usually it is.
Yeah, no, it's the writing is the backbone of all this, and there's so many things that are dazzling and cathartic and beautiful to behold, but it's it's a compelling story because of that first and foremost, and yeah, because of how clear it is that all these different characters' motivations is what's causing all of this, you know, friction, and they're really good at drawing that actual, you know, divide between two completely different worlds under one rule.
Well, because they don't just talk about the worlds; they show you who the people are. Mm-hmm. And I
for
felt
better and worse.
Oh yeah, they show you all sides of it. So yeah, there's more to come. Obviously, we got season 2 coming, and yeah, I thought this was a great note to end it on for season 1 because this culminated in the paths that have been chosen. Yeah, basically, because a lot of it's like which way do we go? Which path do we go down? And everyone chose a path by the end. And now it's because I consider that like an arc in and of itself. Is like just it doesn't have to end on a final note of a character. It's sometimes an arc can be like just what path are you going to go down. It's kind of like the end of 8 Mile. You know, it's like he chooses the path.
Yeah.
So,
and now he's on the beginning of this new journey.
Yeah. And I love where they went with this because now it just springboards like a whole bunch of possibilities of where I almost don't want to play the game because I don't want to make it any easier for me to predict how it's gonna go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you want more of the world and more of all this, and yet you want to preserve how beautiful the storytelling is so far. Yeah,
because this is so surprising for me that I don't guess anything correctly.
No, and I mean half the time I'm so kind of engrossed that I'm not even thinking about outsmarting it anymore. Yeah, you know, when you're just so enthralled and so emotionally affected.
But yeah, guys, this is a great season of television, and thank you so much for being here. Hit that like button, and hey, let's shout out some patrons.
Shaquita Washington Heights,
Mad Asmer Audio,
ARCANE 39, dude.
A language that I don't know how to speak. Kasukusi?
D. Welch 18 and over.
William Bryant Williams.
Phil Lamar Eider.
Christielia Lawson.
Baron the Garage, British pronunciation.
Rosalie Taylor's version.
Nick Fury X.
Gail Weathers Craig Ferguson.
Jaron Warner Brothers Pictures.
Stacks the Crook, the Captain Hook.
Cliff Martinez Rodriguez. This is a composer reference, not racist.
Chris Brown Buston.
Mr. Crispy Bacon.
Alex Beaver Bacon.
Kathleen Marr Bacon.
Olivia the Wise Guy. Hey, did you guys like that? I hope you did. If you didn't, no refunds. All right, guys. Thanks so much for pledging to our Patreon page. Hopefully you enjoy the crap we got over there.
Yeah, all of it.
Hopefully you don't call it crap.
The content.
That's really what it is.
Crap tent.
Crap content.